If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is March the 16th, 2023, and today the topic is When God Speaks, Listen. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope that you all had a great Wednesday. Mine was just fine. Wonderful Wednesday. Ooh, Lord. Okay. Listen, I feel like the Lord has a sense of humor. And he's definitely been speaking to your girl. Long story short, man, it was a lot. Yesterday was a lot. A lot of things on my mind, a lot of things on the table. A lot of things to be discussed. A lot of things. It's a lot. It's a lot. But on one hand, you know, I just find it very ironic. The subject yesterday, right? We talked all about assumptions and all that type of stuff. And lo and behold, like it maybe the whole juice was for me yesterday. I don't know. I'm still figuring that out and stuff. But I mean, they're always for me. So I'm never excluding myself in these juices, okay? But, you know, I just find it very interesting how it really, really, really fit yesterday to the T. I don't know how much I can share, so I'll just say this. Basically, like I just said, I mean, it's a lot, y'all. A lot of different things going on. And, yeah, I mean, I probably wasn't in the best spirits yesterday. I put it like that. Like, after I did the juice, all that was cool. But then I got some information, and that led to me being a little bit not as jolly as you guys may see me to be. And it just was like, you know, Lord, come on, man. Like, on one hand, it's like, why do you go through stuff like this? Like, you be wondering why you go through things, man. And you be like, okay, what could I have done to have avoided this completely? And then at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I guess what I learn and know is that life is going to have ups and downs and challenges and things like that. And actually, the Lord says that that's what's going to happen, you know. But the beautiful thing is, you guys see me today, right? Smiling like ain't nothing happened yesterday. And that's the joy of the Lord, and everything like that. And so, yeah, so with that being said, you know, I mean, there was some other little stuff that happened yesterday, but I mean, ultimately, that was like the main thing. I mean, outside of that, you know, it was normal stuff. Being a mom, I went and worked at the church. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, really. So let's get into this conversation. When God speaks, listen. So, okay. There's so much that happened this morning, y'all. Okay, first of all, the Lord woke me up around 2 random times. I want to say one was like 10 something last night, and then another time at like 1 something this morning. And I want to say after that second time, I had this really interesting dream. I wrote it down. Like I told you, I'm trying to do better about my dreams, and everything like that. Paying attention to them, writing them down, and doing my best to interpret them. So shout out to dreammoods.com, because I did go there and looked up several of the things that I remember, like different things that stood out to me in the dream. And it honestly was very, it sounded very, you know, right on time. I'll put it like that. Yeah, it was like a lot of the different things that was in my dream represented a lot of very interesting things as I looked it up. And I was like, okay, okay, and I just started to make notes of everything, even the people's names that was in the dream. That's another crazy thing too, like looking that information up also was very profound as well. So I was like, Lord, you are speaking to your girl. Possibly, I'm sure, regarding the situation and whatnot. Um, but still, I just was like, that was already mind blowing. And then I listened to the prayer meditation this morning, and it was all about finding. I don't have the exact words in front of me right now, but it was kind of like finding the silver lining in adversity. Like that's pretty much what it was saying. And I was like, or like finding things to be grateful about in the midst of those, issues. And I'm like, Lord, you speaking to me. Because, when you're in the midst of a frustrating situation, like all you can think about is the frustrations, right? Like all you think about is like, this is why I'm angry. This is why I'm upset. This is why whatever, right? And so even after taking some time this morning, I was writing down the issues. I wrote down like the different issues that I'm facing. And then I took a moment to write down the things I'm grateful for because of the issues. And I'm like, Lord, you know what? Wow, like you, again, are really speaking to me right now, man. You are speaking to me. And I'm like, okay. And to be honest, like as I was writing down the things I'm grateful for, regarding the issues that I'm going through, I'm like, it's showing me that a lot of different things. It's like, I mean, obviously, on one hand, I want to share with y'all, but on the other hand, I don't know how much I should share because some of this stuff I feel like it's just for me. So we'll see. Maybe I'll talk in the Go Deeper section. I mean, not Go Deeper section. Maybe I'll talk in the after show more about the dream and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see what the Lord leads me to do. But basically, all I'm saying is all these things this morning just really seem to sum up my situation and stuff. And I'm like, Lord, wow, the Lord is speaking. And then I went and looked up the times that I woke up, y'all. I looked up those different times, and both of the verses that I came across was very like calming to me. It was very like, miracle, I'm here with you, I got you. Like I know those verses didn't say that, but that's what I felt as I read the verses that I came across this morning when I looked at the times that the Lord woke me up this morning. So to God be the glory, man, that y'all see me here with joy, because if y'all had caught me around noon yesterday, I'm human out here. So it's so funny because I got friends that tell me, they're like, oh, I've never seen you upset and stuff like that. But then I got my core group that I tell y'all about all the time. I'm like, or my counselors, I put it like that, because that's another thing I thought about yesterday as well. That's another thing I was grateful for this morning, that I have, people that, want the best for me and will speak life into me in my down moments. You know what I mean? Help me to see things from another perspective and things like that. You need some good counsel every now and then, y'all. Find good counsel, okay? Because that was definitely a benefit. Now, that was one thing that I wrote down that I was grateful to have and whatnot. And so, ultimately, all of that is what inspired this conversation today. When God speaks, listen. All right, so let's get into it. And shout out to the person that's watching live. Thank you for the heart. Are you feeling me this morning? I hope you're not in a down place, but if you are, let the Lord speak to you. Look through a little on me this morning. Let's go. Here we go. So I was led to Psalm 16. So basically, when I started to look up when God speaks and things like that, openbible.info, one of the first verses I came across was Psalm 16 and 7. And I went deeper and read the entire Psalm 16. But this is what stood out to me when I read Psalm 16, 7 through 9. It says this: I will bless the Lord who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. Listen, that really stood out to me this morning, because it reminded me of a few things. When I first read it and stuff, it was kind of, obviously reminded me of the counsel that I received. It reminded me of the dreams and the things that I had gone through this morning and the counsel that I had received through those things. Again, I feel like, again, God was instructing me tonight, the rains and whatnot. But then when I was writing it down, I noticed that it was saying night seasons, and I thought that was very interesting as well. Because, you're going to have some night seasons, right? You're going to have some mornings and you're going to have some nights, right? So it is a beautiful thing to have that guidance in the night seasons. And now, right, I can't, with me focusing on the Lord, right? With me focusing on these different things that he's been showing me, at least between yesterday and today, right? It has given me hope. It's given me joy, and where there was none, right? And all these different things. And so I hope that encourages you and inspires you this morning, because it encouraged and inspired me. So here's another section that stood out to me this morning. It's Proverbs 2:1-5. It says, "My son, if you receive my words and treasure up my commandments with you, making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding. Yes, if you call out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God." Listen, I'm over here like, I was just talking about this yesterday, and so here it is again today, y'all. Like, I know this may be the weirdest thing, to be like, oh, I'm going to try to do this thing God's way. I'm going to try to, find the silver lining in my adversity, right? I'm going to try to find the ways that I can be grateful for all these seemingly bad things that's going on. But I mean, this is, I guess, is the wisdom of the Lord. Like, this is the wisdom that he wants to bestow upon us. And in this moment, here I am at peace with joy and all this, to be able to share, hopefully, some daily, some inspiration today. And it's only because I'm trying my best to seek God's will, wisdom, knowledge, and everything like that. And so, again, this was confirming to me this morning. This was encouraging to me this morning to read and ultimately to share. It may be weird and strange, but at the end of the day, I'd rather be at peace the way I am right now than the way I felt yesterday. Can I say, can I be honest about that? Like, again, thank God for, the individuals like my husband, like my co-star, Mr. Kelvin, aka my brother, like who I deem to be my mentor, Miss D, all these people that are, they allow me to vent, right? They allow me to just get out my thoughts and they listen and whatnot, and they're able to bestow upon me some wisdom and whatnot on different things that they might see and hear based on these situations and whatnot, right? And that's a beautiful thing, to be able to get it out, right? To not have to hold it all in and let it fester. But what do I prefer? Do I prefer to be upset, or do I prefer to be at peace? I take the peace. And therefore, I guess, that comes with acknowledging God and trying to seek his wisdom at the end of the day as well. Like, there's a few people I tried to call yesterday, and it seemed like the calls didn't go through. And I felt like that probably was the Lord being like, so when you gonna ask me my opinion? And I'm over here like, I know, Lord, I always do this. I be talking to other people, then I talk to you. So, so shout out to I know there's some individuals, yes, I tried to call y'all. Sorry, no rush, no problem, or whatever the case is, because I didn't talk to you. But, ultimately, I believe, I guess the Lord wanted me to focus on what he had to say about the situation. And so, here I am again with joy and peace and whatnot, and it's all because of the Lord, I would just pretty much say. All right, so I got one more verse, or a couple more verses to share that's in this one section, and it's Psalm 25, 4 and 5. It says, make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Herd me. That may not be the right word, but I'm just going to lead me. That might be lead. You can check it when you read it for yourself. Okay. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all the day long. I make this my prayer, man. On one hand, it's like you learning these lessons by going through different things, and you're like, Lord, I said I wanted to learn the lesson, but I didn't want to go through the thing to learn it. But sometimes it's the best way to learn by doing, right? And I know my husband say this phrase all the time: bought sense is better than borrowed sense. Even though my mom always taught us to, hey, learn from other people's mistakes. But on the flip side, I guess he learned that it's better to learn something firsthand than to, I guess, learn from other people's mistakes. Either way you learn, you're gonna learn, right? But every now and then when you are going through certain things, I don't know. I hope that we all make this our prayer today, that we seek the Lord for his wisdom, try our best to do things his way. And ultimately, that's the juice. That's the juice, y'all. When God speaks, y'all listen. At the end of the day, just like I told y'all yesterday, that quote that says, when to be quiet and whatnot. So through wisdom of my counsel, as well as just personal choices as well, I was quiet in my situation, although I verbalized some things to my counsel and whatnot, just to try to make sense of the situation. But overall, I'm remain silent in regards to the situation thus far, and we're gonna do our best to try to handle this in a godly, professional manner. And that's ultimately the juice this morning, y'all. I'm just encouraging y'all and hopefully inspiring y'all to lean and depend on the Lord as well. Shout out to Miss Newton this morning. She says, I needed this. When God speaks, listen. Okay, y'all you gonna make me cry this morning because you just never know. And see, that's the thing, being obedient as well, y'all. Because I didn't know this was gonna bless Miss Newton today, but I just know what the Lord took me through yesterday and today. So I'm glad that this encourages you and inspires you. Man, to God be the glory. See, things happen for a reason, y'all. Things be happening for a reason. Anywho, the Bible verse of today is 1 Peter 5 and 10. It says, but the God of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that ye have ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Now, y'all know that today is Thursday, so that means that a new episode of the GSL Talk Show should be coming out at 7 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a chat with Mr. Troy Hadid, so I hope that you guys tune into that. And yeah, man, I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Everyone is stuck at home, but life is still happening around us every day. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, and celebrations. Send your friends and family the gift of wine from the comforts of home. Wine shop at home with Miracle of Wine. Wine, gift baskets, wine accessories, and more at miracleofwine.com.